Good morning, students. Welcome to the class 9th geography part. And in that, we were studying about resource and development, isn't it? And resource and development. In that continuity part, today we are going to study about resource planning in India. What is that? Resource plan. In that resource planning in India, we are going to study about resource planning is a complex process which involves. See, the first one is identification and the inventory of the resource across the region of the country. This involves surveying, mapping, and the qualitative and the quantitative estimation and measurement of the resource. So in this, when we have to plan for the resource and the planning for the resource planning in India, that we have to go for mapping, surveying, and what is the quantity, what is the quality, how the measurement is, what all the resources are there. So when we come to know only, we can go for planning. Yes, so we can plan for it. So in that second point, the involving and the planning structure endowed with the appropriate technology, skill, and institutional setup for the implementing a resource development plan. Okay, if we have enough of resource, lot of when we go for mapping and surveying and inventory, so we get a lot of resources. Is it enough to utilize it? We should have a proper technology, we should have a skill, we should have an institutional setup for implementing the resource development plans. We have a resource, we should know to use it, no? And the earlier we studied, no? In water itself we have 2 oxygen and 1 hydrogen. So we should know to use, we should have a proper skill to utilize, and we should have an institutional setup for the implementing the resource development. And the third point, the matching and resource development plans with the overall national development plans. So what we have, the resource planning that should be matched with the development national development plans. See, they will be planned for how the nation should develop, and they will be planned, and they will have a structure, they will have a proper preparation. With that, our resource planning also should be matched with that. Then only a country can be developed in a proper way. See, India has made concerted efforts for achieving the goals of resource planning right from the first 5-year plan launched after the independence. India has concerted effort, and we have planned very properly. We have achieved also, and we have achieved the goals of resource planning right from the first 5-year plan. You know that in our India, after independence, every 5 years there would be a plan how the country should be go towards the development, how to develop the country. Such a way we will be taking proper future precautions, and we'll be planning for 5-year plan. That is called 5-year plan. Right from the first, we have achieved that. So that they are telling you. And same way again, the availability of resource is necessary condition for the development of the any region. See, what all the resource we have, the availability of resource, it's very necessary condition for the development of any region. Any region, it's very important thing. But the mere availability of resource in the absence of the corresponding changes in the technology and the institution may hinder development. There are many regions in our country that are rich in resource, but these are included economically backward region. See, a previous class you have studied about some of these states. See, in Gujarat and Rajasthan and all, we have a more sun, solar energy we get, and so much of wind we get because it's a open, dry place. It's a desert, yes, desert which you get very open, very heavier winds. So they have a solar energy also more and wind energy also more, but they are not using that to produce the solar energy or a wind energy. They are not using that energy to produce something, or they are not utilizing that resource to development for themselves. That is also, some other, they have more resource but they are economically background. On the country, there are some region which have a poor resource base but they are economically developed. They don't have the resource, but some are very poor in resource but they are very very good in economically developed. They are economically developed very well. Okay. And same way, the history of colonization revolves that rich resource colonies were the main attraction for the foreign invaders. It was primarily higher level of technology development of the colonizing countries that helped them to exploit the resource of other region and establish their supremacy over the colonies. The history also says that the colonization revolves. They reveals the fact where the resource colonies are there. They used to get attracted very soon, because if they get more and more resource, they can develop. They can develop their country also. They can develop their region also. They can get more and more income also. This is how the colonies used to be planned. When they get more and more resource, even though they used to export and they used to take it to the other places, and that places also they used to develop, and finally they used to establish their supremacy over the colonies. Therefore a resource can contribute to the development only when they are accompanied by the appropriate technology development and the institutional changes. India has experienced all these in different phases of the colonies. Therefore, in India, development in general and resource development in particular does not only involves the availability of resource, but also the technology, quality, human resource, and the historical experiences of the people also they used to look after it. So when they used to think of development, generally they used to think of in India the development, the general resource, the development of particular some of the things, what is the involvement of availability resource, and not only the resource, natural resource, they used to think of the resource of technology and the quality of human resource. The human resource are very very important to develop, and also the historical experience of the people, what they have a knowledge about it, how they can work for it, that also they used to think of it. And top of this, very important thing is the conservation of resource. Yeah, we have a lot of resource, we are using it like anything, and we are just utilizing them, and we are just taking them, and unlimitedly we are using them. That is also harm to the environment and the development. See, resources are the vital for the development activity, but irritational consumption and the overall utilization of resource may lead to the socio-economic and environment problems. You have a lot of resource vital for any development activity. It's very very important for any development activity, yes, but it is irritational consumption. If you using the more and more consumption, over utilization, what it happens, it will be effect on the socio-economic causes, and it will be uh, affect on the environmental problems. It affects on the environment. It creates so lot of problems with the socio-economic and environmentals. To overcome these problems, resource conservation at various level is important. This had been the main concern of the leaders and the thinkers in the past. See, when the lot of leaders and thinkers have thought about it, see, utilizing the resource, the natural resource or human resource, and utilizing the technology is also a very harmful. You have to utilize in a some manner. If you're utilizing it, over utilization will definitely cause very badly. So that so many leaders have, thinkers have thought about it, they were concerned about it, they were thinking of it. If you are using like this, definitely it will be very harmful to the human society, harmful to the economical development, harmful to the environment. They have thought. And for example, the Gandhiji was very apt voicing his concern about resource conservation in these words: there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. There is a saying, he says that there is enough for everybody. So much is there in our country, so much is there in our environment. It is lot and lot is there. You can use it for enough. It will fulfill all your needs, but it is not for anybody's greed. If you go for a greedy, definitely it will be harmful for the socio-economical and environmental status. And he placed the greedy and the selfish individuals and the exploitative nature of the modern technology as the root cause of resource depletion at the global level. He says that the greedy and selfish individuals, they exploiting the nature of the modern technology. They're using the technology, they're exploiting it, and they have the root of the cause of resource depletion is made is technology. Before when the technology was not there, they were utilizing it as per their effort. Whatever their use of the resource, the natural resource, how much they require, only that much used to use. That never harmed environment. When the technology came, what they require more than that, they used to take and they used to export, they used to sell it, they used to utilize it more and more. So this is how the depletion at the global level is happening. For example, I'll tell you, when you are bringing the water and fetching the water in the pot, or you say koda bindige, in that if you bring, no, you will only bring 10 pots or 15 pots. You will only use for one pot to take bath, or 1.5 pot, ಒಂದೂವರೆ ಕೊಡ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, that you used to use for taking bath. If you just no need to bring, you have a borewell, the borewell water is coming to the sump, the sump is just lifting water to the syntax water is coming everywhere in the house. You will take bath 3 to 4 bucket of water. This is so. If you have to go and bring the water, you will only bring 10 buckets, 20 buckets of water, and for house use. And water is coming in your house itself, and by utilizing the technology and taking to the sump, and that again utilizing the technology through the motor, you are lifting water into the syntax. This is coming everywhere. You will use 100 buckets of water in a day. This is how. So technology has spoiled. This is an example how the technology is spoiled us. If you are bringing it, you will only use 20 bucket of water. It is coming with the technology without effort, without any risk, without any putting in a lot of energy. You will use 100 buckets of water every day. This is the difference, as Gandhiji told us. He was against mass production and wanted to replace it with the production by the masses. So he says whatever is requirement is there, that should be utilized properly. That should not go beyond the mass production. So Gandhi says, by end of his Gandhi's words, we'll end up this class, and let's study the land resources in the next class. Thank you.